Hello and welcome to Murphy's Garden. So quite an exciting day. Some people might not think so, but I do, because we've got the digger on hire. We've got a friend, Brian, who's a farmer, and we occasionally, probably about once a year or twice a year, we borrow his digger, and then we can get loads done in the garden. It's just so much easier and less backbreaking. So the plan for today, yesterday I had the day off and I've weeded all these borders. I've got all the, went down on my hands and knees, weeded, got all the little tiny weeds out. I split the steeper, which is here, which was getting a wee bit big in places. Two of them I've split. I've done that, and the compost heap is getting ridiculous. We haven't done it for a long time. We're meant to turn it regularly, but life gets in the way and we haven't, and it's just getting crazy and it's out of control and it's spilling all over the place. Alistair has shredded most of it down. I think he's done, although I did add some to it yesterday, but it's all shredded, but it just needs moving. So that's the principal reason why we've got the digger. But while we've got the digger, there's another few jobs I want to do. I'll show you what it is in a minute, but one of them is the laurel hedge at the front, which was in the video we did yonks ago, one of the videos we did on hedging, best hedges for your garden. At the time showed you it wasn't really growing very well, it wasn't doing very well at all. Well, since that was several years ago, maybe 3 years ago, it's doing quite well, except in one place, which is just not, it's healthy, but it's just not growing any bigger. So laurel does need quite deep roots, so we thought we'll try and dig out a bit of this. All kind of, we had to break concrete in order to get this hedge in, so we thought we'd try and take out a little bit more concrete. We've got a concrete breaker, do with that, and then dig it out with the digger and put some more soil in. And we've got soil, so like a big jigsaw really. We've got lots of soil. We've got a big pile of soil. That's another thing we want to try and do with the digger if we can. So we'll use some of that soil over there at the front. That will clear that site, which is also a mess, and needs sorting out. So we'll do that. And then the other thing I want to do is that I've got I had two spiral trees, Leyland cypress either side of the entrance to the parterre, and you may have noticed on the video it looks a bit unbalanced because one of them died, and it's really annoying because it's not completely dead, but it's not going to come back. It doesn't regrow from dead wood, so it's not going to come back properly to look nice. So I've been thinking what I'm going to do. So I've decided I'm going to move the one that's there into a new position, and I'm going to have two other pots in their place, and that's probably the subject for another video, so I'll come on to that. But we're going to utilise the digger potentially to try and move that tree so it saves our backs. So lots planned. Feel really excited. It's always quite exciting when we get the digger because we get so much more done than we can doing it manually. And Murphy is feeling a lot better. He's been down in the dumps because he's had a sore paw, and he's now on antibiotics, and he's seeming to be a little bit better and seems a lot happier in himself. So come here, Murphy, come here, come here, come here. He's not coming. Anyway, so he seems a bit happy, so he's happy to be out, because before that he couldn't be out all day because I didn't want his paw getting worse. He could hardly walk. Here he is. He's walking better, aren't you, darling? So let's get on. I'll go and take you round to Alistair and see what he's up to. Oh wow, you don't hang about. So what's happened here, the hedging all around has grown up really well, except this bit. I'll just move back. In fact, I'm just going to take this off the tripod, wouldn't it? Okay, so what's happened here, the hedge here has done really well. But here, we won't privacy from the neighbours here, but this bit here hasn't grown. And what's happened is that the roots are not really able to get into deep soil on this part. We did dig out trenches around there, but this one we didn't actually do as deep as we should have done. So I'll just show you what I was doing. As you can see, the soil here is awful. So what he's done is just made a bit of a hole in there, and we'll fill that with better soil, and hopefully the roots can come this way. This bit of the hedge is still that's what we want to get along here as well. Right, and this is the other job we've got to do. So we've got this big mound of earth which is covered in awful nettles, and that was the manure pile which is now pretty much being used up. And this is Alistair's new drive that he's put in, which is for his work access, so that's good, that's done. But we've got a lot of stuff sitting about. That's gravel, bags of gravel, which we will use on the elsewhere on the drive. This is the state of our compost heap, a real mess. So it's all been shredded, apart from that bit which I added yesterday, but the rest is shredded. So it's all got to be dealt with. I think this one with the blue tarp over it is pretty ready, I think, and any remnants in there are ready. That one's been a bit contaminated, but anyway, we can see what's there, and I'd like to use that on the borders that I weeded yesterday. And then we'll turn this one and start getting it going. We need to get better at doing it because it's just, as you can see, really not working. The idea here, so this is some of the soil that I sifted, and these are the stones that came out. We need to use these stones because Al's going to put some drainage off the guttering, the shed guttering, and put the drainage going under here into this border, and he wanted some stones just to put at the bottom. Then what I want to do with this part of the grass is to bring it round in on itself to make a path. So this border we did start putting a few plants in, and they're doing quite well, but as you can see it's full of weeds and needs completely sorted. That's the hole where the drainage is going to come off for the shed, and we need to get rid of this soil. So this is a good opportunity to sort this soil pile out. I'm going to begin by sifting it. I need some more soil on the grass where it's sunken down a little bit, and we'll obviously need some more at the front, and then the rest of it we can spread. So this is what the soil looks like once it's filtered. It's really nice. Obviously it's probably going to have a few weed seeds in it, but I've tried to go underneath. I've taken the weeds off the top of the pile, so shouldn't be many weeds underneath, but it does get rid of quite a lot of the weeds as well. But that's quite well filtered and rather lovely topsoil. So I'm going to use that just to top up the grass edges, because it has dipped down over the course of the winter, so we're going to do that now. So the new grass that we sowed in the autumn, the soil has just sort of dipped down a little bit, it's just sunken down a bit, so I'm just going to use that soil just to top it up. So I've been sieving soil, and I've just added the soil to this area just to increase the height, and I have put some grass seed down. It is going to be cold and snowy next week, I think, but hopefully it won't last, because I just thought I'd just put the grass seed down at the same time. So that's that. There is grass underneath it, so it will come through anyway. So that's that. We'll go and see how Al's getting on at the front. Here's Murphy. He doesn't know what to do because he doesn't want to go in on his own. He wants us all to go in, really, don't you? Let's go and see where Daddy is, Murphy. Let's see where Daddy is. Here he is. Oh, that looks lovely. Wow, that's good. So he's made holes in between every other tree. Is that what you've done? and then I've got to go and get some soil and just fill it in here. Don't know what we're going to do with all this rubble, but anyway, that one's okay, that doesn't need it. Hi, and it's now day 2 of our digger hire. So the plan for today is to try and tidy up a bit of the destruction from yesterday. So the drive's in a bit of a state, so I'm going to carry on filling in the holes with that soil. If you can hear the noise, that's Alistair's just bringing the digger round to the back garden. And what we need to do today is use the digger for what we actually hired it for, and that was to turn the compost heaps. Also he's going to just, I think before he does that, he's going to bring down this topiary tree and we're going to put it here. Let's get to work. I'm a bit cold, but and Murphy is too, so we've I'll just show you what we've done. Murphy, come here. And we thought Murphy was a little bit cold yesterday because he's getting on a bit now. He's 11 now. He was a bit cold. He hasn't got a coat. Perhaps we didn't need to get him a little coat, but he was a bit cold. So we've, Olivia, if you're watching, we've got her an old jumper of Olivia's and we've made him a little jumper. Murphy, look, just show everyone. I'll show you. Yeah, Murphy, you look nice. And he can still walk, you think. He can still wag his tail and he can still have a wee-wee, so that's okay. Murphy, look. So it's in. I didn't get on film us bickering about whether or not it was straight. Alistair was getting rather annoyed at me when I kept telling him it was wonky, but so it's in, and I'm just going to use these plants just to plant all around it. So that's the tree in situ, and all that remains is for me to just give it some water. So just a little update. So the hole, this is the hole, so we're going to put the water butts back on the shed again, and there is an overspill pipe that Al's put in which goes underneath the drive and down deep, very, very deep into this hole, and then he's just filled it with lots of stones. I think he called it a French drain, is that what it's called, I think. So lots of stones on top, and then I can backfill it with nicer soil and then plant on top. So that's that. I want to do some weeding here, which I'm just in the process. I've just made a little tiny start there, and get all that weeded. Got to find a nice little hellebore that was about to get damaged by the digger, so I dug that up. Oh, that's a little, ooh, oh my gosh, I punch up the blackbirds, oh dear, oh my goodness. So nettle mound is still here, but we are just going through that and sifting it through, and all those stones that we separated yesterday have gone into that hole. There's a few still there. Al's also dug up this bit for me because I'm going to put the hedging in. I've got some bare root beech hedging that I'm going to plant, so that'll go in there along with some yew. That's the job for another day. Al's now in the process of digging out the compost heap. So this is a lovely compost that we're getting, very nice. So he's just dug it into that fourth bay. Remnants in there, he's just digging that one now. I've just got this beautiful compost, so I've weeded all around the shrubs, and I'm just going to mulch around that, like particularly the viburnum and the hydrangea and things, just to suppress the weeds, and just to give it a bit of nutrients as well. And this whole area I'm going to get some bark chippings. Once I've mulched it, I'm going to put a load of bark on it, I think. So I think this is something that every gardener shouldn't be without a mini digger. It's fantastic, and we've got so much done this weekend. Although I haven't driven it, it's very comfortable to sit and enjoy your tea break in as well. And Murphy, it's a big break. So thank you very much for watching, and join us again in the next video. Bye for now. Oops.